Right, here we are in the first video of lesson 7, and in lesson 7 we are adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers with unlike units. In lesson 6 we were using models. In lesson 7 we are going to be using multiplication. Okay, so as you can see we have a problem on the board, 5/6 plus 8/12. Is this sum going to be less than 1, between 1 and 2, or more than 2? What do you think about that? Can you think about 5/6 being almost 1? Because 6/6 is 1, so 5/6 is very close. How about 8/12? Not as close to 1, but definitely when we add these two together, we're going to be more than 1. So probably between 1 and 2, maybe about 1.5 or so. That's a good estimate. Are our units like? Are they the same? No, not the same. Are they related? Think about fact families. 6 times 2 equals 12. 12 divided by 2 equals 6, right? So we can compose or decompose depending on our numerators here, right? We need to rename the fractions as equivalent fractions. We have to find an equivalent fraction that would have the same denominators, right? Equivalent fractions are just other fractions that have the same amount, right? So think about the same amount of brownies in the pan. No matter how many pieces we cut them in, we still have the same amount of brownies, the same amount of pizza, or the same amount of chocolate bar. Okay. Can we rename either fraction in this expression? Think about the sixths. Can we change it to 12ths? Yeah, we can multiply it, right? It's easy to multiply. It's harder to divide, right? So 5/6, we can change it to 12ths by multiplying, right? Straight across, 5 times 2 is 10, 6 times 2 is 12. Then we have 10/12ths. And we can add that to our 8/12ths, and that gives us 18/12ths. All right, pretty nice, yeah? We can change our 18/12ths to a mixed number. 12/12ths is 1 with 6 left over, so that would be 1 6/12ths. If you can't do it visually, you can also divide 18 divided by 12. One time, and then 18 minus 12 is 6. 6/12ths left over. So 1 6/12ths. All right. Could we change our 8/12ths into 6ths? Let's pick up a different color. 8/12ths. Because 8 and 12 are both even numbers, they can both be divided by 2, right? So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we can take our equivalent fraction 4/6 and add it to 5/6. And that gives us 9/6. Now, here we had 18/12ths. Here we have 9/6. Are these two equal? Can I multiply 6 times 2 and get 12, and 9 times 2 and get 18? So it's the same amount, it's just that this one is broken into more pieces, right? So let's see, 9 divided by 6 is 1, and 3/6. So this would be 1 3/6, and I could multiply both of these by 2 and get 6/12. So they are equivalent fractions. All right, so in that case, we could multiply the smaller one by 2 over 2 or divide the larger one by 2 over 2. But we know that doesn't always work, but it did work for this one, right? Do you prefer doing it this way, or do you prefer using the model? Think about what you did for lesson 6. Think about, maybe you have a better understanding of it now, which is good, but would you rather do it this way or with the model? Okay, hopefully you're thinking about that answer. And now we're going to go into your book on page 61. Let me just clear that screen off. There we go. Let's go to page 61. There we go. 15/8 minus 9/24. It says decompose to make like units, then add or subtract. All right. So decompose means we're going to be breaking it into more parts, right? Okay. So 15/8 and 9/24. So we're going to be making our 15/8 into more parts. So let's take 15/8. Now think about 24, right? We're going to change it into 24 parts because it told us to decompose, right? That means to make more parts. So 8 times what is going to equal 24? 8 times 3 is 24. Have to do the same thing to the top and the bottom because I'm breaking it all into 3 parts. You may not know this, but 15 times 3 is 45. It's always good to know your 15s. And 8 times 3 is 24. So now I have 45/24. And I'm going to take away 9. So 45/24 minus 9/24. Well, if I was taking away 10, then it would be 35, but I'm taking away 9, so it's 36/24. Sorry. And we can just leave it like that. Or we could say, I don't want to leave it as an improper fraction. I'm going to drop the top inside the house, divide 36 by 24 one time with 12 left over. So 1 and 12/24. All right, make sure you have that written down in your book for number 1 on page 61, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot for your hard work.